How often are people's interactions with you based on different characters that you've played and things that they've seen you in?
I get a lot of just screaming like, Hopper, coffee and contemplation.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I'm going to jump into this. I love the plot of this movie because it is wild to think that the video game that you played growing up could prepare you for a profession later in life. By that reasoning, I am more than ready to be an Italian plumber. So based on the video games that you guys played growing up, what profession in life should you be prepared for?
I'm going to restore the Triforce and save Zelda.
I guess I'm a gangster. I played a lot of Gran Turismo, or just a person. I played The Sims a lot, so I just, regular human, and I guess I'm doing that.
So before he passed, Paul Walker told me a really great story that after Fast and Furious, people would pull up next to him at red lights and kind of like rev their engines and try to get him to race. So Archie, I'm sort of curious, are you ready for the rest of your life for the impact that this movie is going to have on your ability to just be stopped at a red light?
Yeah, potentially. I've not actually driven since the film, so it'll be a second till they catch me on the road, but let's see.
But I'm sort of curious, how often that happens. Like David, how often are people's interactions with you based on different characters that you've played and things that they've seen you in?
Too often. Too often. Unfortunately, my last name has the same letter as one character that I am very well known for. So I get a lot of David Hoppers. I get a lot of just screaming like, Hopper, coffee and contemplation, all that stuff.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
It's very gratifying to be known and to have moved so many people around the world. It doesn't feel that way when it's like 7 a.m. and you're on the streets of New York and someone yells your character name.
There's a lesson out there for people. Like there's a time in which to do it, and the time is not 7 o'clock in the morning.
That's true.
So David, your character in this film, obviously very heavily influenced and educated by a horrible wreck that he had early in his career. I'm sort of curious, what is something that went wrong in your career that taught you something? A take that you messed up, a role you turned down, an early performance maybe that you're not happy with? Like, what is the most important, like for lack of a better word, like wreck of your career?
I mean, I think it's a choose your own adventure. You really have the pick of the litter in terms of things that have gone wrong or things that I would do over in terms of my career. My career before the success of Stranger Things was very spotty. A lot of times I was very cynical about films I was in, saying that, it was certainly something you didn't need to see. Don't rush to the theaters. I was very sort of cynical and dark about what I was doing in Hollywood, I think because I occupied a space that wasn't that interesting. I wasn't playing characters that interesting. I was kind of like the guy with the gun running after Denzel in a movie. And so I have a lot to draw on of like a guy who wanted something and who wasn't able to do it in the way that he wanted to, and who needs almost a surrogate to be able to do it for him, which is what, happens in the movie. And it liberates both of them. It allows both of them to live in a deeper way.
For sure. Archie, I want you to imagine for a moment that you're in an arcade and they have Gran Turismo available to play. Are you more or less inclined to play it now? Because you have to know, if you sit down and put your hands on the wheels, everyone's going to stop and watch you. Everyone's going to stop and judge how well you do in the game. Does this movie ruin playing the game in public in front of people, or are you more inclined to do it?
Well, I think people will probably be disappointed at my skill. I've not played for a while, and if they're looking to watch a master at work, they probably won't find it. I was very good at the time, not so good now. But I definitely feel like a kinship every time I see the game or go past to see any kind of like driving games. And I actually was in an arcade recently, and almost tested it for myself, but I just I couldn't.
What stopped you? That was probably one of the last chances you had to do it in anonymity.
True embarrassment and shame. I did not want to like hype myself down to my friends. I was like, oh, I could smash that. And I was like, I'll do it later. I'll leave it. So I'll keep the mystery going.
to be fair, you have it's an entire 2 hour long film, but it proves that you can smash that. So you don't need to prove it to anybody anymore.
Now I'm truly driving in the film. So if people want to question my Gran Turismo skills, I'm playing in the game for real. So.
There you go. Guys, I seriously love the movie. Sony was kind enough to let me bring my girlfriend and her family, who are all massive racing fans, to the screening last night, and just 100% reviews across the board. So seriously, absolutely. And I always tell people whenever I don't like a movie, I just awkwardly get through the interview. So seriously, I truly love this movie, and I appreciate you guys taking the time.
I'm going to look for that for my next interview with you, my next movie. I'm banking on that.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.